Hello, wrestling fans. This is Sal Lasardo reporting in from Orlando, Florida, with this week's edition of Rough Cuts as we go to war during the holiday season. This Sunday, live on the WWE Network, is the annual NXT TakeOver War Games, and I'm looking forward to it. I've watched every year, and I'm really excited to see both the men and the women compete, in addition to the additional matches, which we will get to. Before I cover my preview for the War Games, first of all, I want to extend my condolences to one of my bosses over at OneWrestling.com, Bob Ryder, who passed away recently. He, along with Bill Apter, run OneWrestling.com, which gives me the opportunity to do what I do, which is deliver rough cuts to you fans. Bob Ryder was recently and had been working with Impact, but his impact to me was with OneWrestling.com, and everything I do goes to Bill and Bob before it appears before all of you. My thoughts and prayers are to Bob and his family and all those that knew him. I knew his name and knew him very vaguely. I'm much closer to Bill. I know Bill for a very long time, but I do know that this does hit home to all of us at OneWrestling.com. Myself, Jay Shannon, Don the Predictor, and of course Bill Apter and Bob's family. So prayers on this terrible tragedy and to all those that knew him and where he again was working at Impact and all the wrestlers that he impacted and the lives that he impacted throughout his career. I'm sure that we promise here, all of us, I can say, will continue his legacy through OneWrestling.com through the vision that he has, and we will continue to deliver the best in weekly editorials as they come available to you. We will give you 100,010%. That's just what Bob would want it. Also, I want to extend my condolences to the family of Pat Patterson, who passed away at age 79. Pat Patterson was a legendary champion for the WWF, WWE. He was one of the longest tenured employees, just like Howard Finkel was. Uh, as you know, Pat Patterson was the innovator, creator of the Royal Rumble, wanted to add a twist to the Battle Royal, and we have the Royal Rumble. Not only do we have the men's, but then we have the women's, and over the years now, it now has granted a title shot to the winner of both the men and women. So we owe Pat Patterson for that. Pat Patterson had some, if you, I don't know if you remember this, but if you go back to WrestleMania 1, Pat was involved in the main event for Hogan and T and Piper at Orndorff. He was in the ring. Muhammad Ali was outside the ring. So Pat Patterson will be forever be remembered also as the referee for WrestleMania 1. He also had a very brutal steel cage match that happened at Madison Square Garden with then champion Bob Backlund. If you haven't seen it, you really should. It was a brutal, bloody cage match. But Pat Patterson had some, I mean, whether he was a face or a heel, he fought and took on everybody. He was not a pushover. If you go back to the 70s and early 80s when he was still involved in the ring, Pat Patterson was one tough son of a gun. And my thoughts and prayers are to Pat, his family, and the lives he touched. And every year when the Royal Rumble comes around, we will think of Pat Patterson. And thank you, Pat, for giving us a very special match that had significant and important meaning, which basically leads us into WrestleMania season. So thank you, Pat. Rest in peace. May God be with you. With that being said, let's get on with the NXT pay per view that's going to take place this Sunday night. Again, these are my opinions only. They have nothing to do with Bill Apter, the WWE, OneWrestling.com. These are just my thoughts and how I feel how the card will play out. Right now, as of Thursday, December 3rd, they have 5 matches listed, so let's get right to it. Timothy Thatcher against Tomo Ciampa. Back and forth on this one. Is Tommaso going to put over Timothy in this match, or is Tommaso going to get a much needed victory? And I'm going to say that Tommaso is going to get the pinfall and get a much needed victory. I don't see his career over yet. I could see more things happening, and maybe this is a step in the right direction. And having a big win on an NXT major pay-per-view will do a lot of wonders. So I'm going to go with Tommaso with a 1-2-3 pinfall. Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes are going to have a strap match, a brutal knock 'em, sock 'em strap match. And back and forth between these two, kind of debating with this. It's a coin flip, but I'm going to go and say Dexter Lumis is gonna use that strap more to his advantage and take some more risks and catch Cameron in an uncompromising position and use the strap and roll him up 1-2-3. That's where I'm going with that. We have a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Leon Ruff is the current champion against Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest. Now, this is an interesting situation here we have to look at. First of all, Priest had the belt, lose it to Johnny Gargano, and now Johnny Gargano just loses it to Leon Ruff. So now what do you go with this? Now, does Leon drop it back to Gargano and Damian Priest? Are we playing the switcheroo here with us? I don't think so. Honestly, I know a lot of people want Damian Priest to get the belt back, and Damian Priest is not going to look bad in this. I just cannot fathom you playing switcheroo again. I can't fathom it one way. I can't. So I'm going to say that Leon is going to retain somehow, some way. Leon is going to get the pinfall either. I think Johnny Gargano is going to take the pinfall because I don't think you want Damian Priest to look bad on this. And I think Damian Priest will be in line to get the belt at a later date. I'm not saying Johnny Gargano is done. I'm just saying Damian Priest needs to look good in this. And I think Johnny Gargano can survive the 1-2-3 fall and have Leon retain. I just don't see the belt changing hands a third time so fast. I just can't see it. So I'm going to go with Leon. I think it's going to be a very good match. It's going to be an exceptional match, no doubt about it. But I just can't see a third. I can't see another switcheroo this fast. I think it's just too quick, and I wouldn't buy into it. So I'm going to say Leon will pin Johnny for and retain the NXT North American Championship. The Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish against Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, Danny Burge, and Oney Lorcan in War Games. The men's version first. Well, how do you look at this? The Undisputed Era's got a lot to prove, but a little bit of dissension, things are going on, and Pat McAfee hasn't looked bad himself. But if someone's going to take the fall, submit, surrender, I'm going to say Pat McAfee is going to be the one that does. I'm going to say Pat McAfee is going to take the fall here. Submit, surrender, however you want to look at it. Pat McAfee is going to be the one that does it. I don't see anybody else. I think this is going to be weapons galore, high-flying. We're going to ooh and ah and be on the edge of our seats. This is just going to be an all-out war. And right now, the Undisputed Era is considered the baby faces. Adam Cole being the big baby face. I know some people are saying, well, maybe somebody from the Undisputed Era may turn. I don't think so. No, I don't see anything like that happening. I'm going to see a lot of close calls. We're going to see moves off the top of the cage. We're going to see a lot of crazy shenanigans in this thing. But when it's all said and done with, everybody's going to look great. Even Pat McAfee, even if him being him the one that's going to take the fall, uh, nothing to be ashamed of. I just don't see any other guys taking the fall. I see Pat McAfee taking the fall here, and I see Adam Cole being the one that does it. Because I really think these two are on a collision course for a one-on-one at some point again, and Adam Cole is going to take care of Pat McAfee. Pat's not going to be happy about it. He's going to blow a gasket on Wednesday, and and this, that, and the other thing, and pass blame and want Adam one-on-one. So I think it's going to be a heck of a match. I mean, for the last several years, these matches have been outstanding, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm going to say Pat McAfee is going to take the fall. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Johnny's going to be the one that forces submit, surrender, pinfall, however you want to call it. Adam Cole is going to be the one that takes care of Pat McAfee. The women have Team Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Rhea Ripley, Leo Chieri versus Team Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. I debated this, and I'm going to say the women, the heels of the women are going to walk out of here. I'm going to say that Ember Moon is going to be the one that takes the fall on this. And I have Dakota Kai or Toni Storm, one of the two. I'm gonna say it's gonna be one of the two. I'm leaning more towards Dakota Kai is going to get Ember Moon in the compromising position. First of all, I don't see Blackheart getting pinned. Rhea Ripley needs a telly shot and needs a belt. You don't want to make her look bad. And Chiari, you don't want to make her look bad. So out of the group, my I'm going to say it's going to be Ember Moon that's going to go down. I'm going to say, yeah, the heels. With the Undisputed Era potentially winning the men's, I don't see both faces. I I just see that Ember Moon will be the oddball here, and I could see that Dakota Kai uh, over Toni Storm, but it wouldn't surprise me if Toni Storm, one of them is going to take down Ember Moon. These women, if you missed it, they go all out. They give you 1,000%, just like the men. We're going to be on the edge of our seats from the beginning to the end. We're going to be oohing and on the near close finishes, and I look forward to this. I think if you like Halloween Havoc was on NXT, when they were showing live, you thought that was something. That was something to watch. This War Games is going to top it. This War Games that they're going to put on is going to top anything they've done, I think, all year. I really believe it, honestly. I look forward to it, and I think with the men and women both in the cages and a lot of star power, we're going to get something very special. So, yes, I'm going to say that the heels are going to win the women's match with Ember Moon. Overall, I think it's going to be exceptional. 5 matches. You say, well, 5 matches. You gotta look at it this way. Both the War Games matches are probably going to go 40 minutes apiece, and then you've got the NXT Triple Threat match is probably going to go another 30 minutes, and then you have the strap match will go another 20 minutes. So it's going to fill a 2.5 hour or so, especially with the two War Games taking up about an hour and a half of time and another hour plus with the other 3 matches. So it's going to fill its time. It's not going to go 3 hours. It'll go about 2.5 hours. So I think it's going to be exceptional. I encourage you all to tune in. It's going to be great. I assure you, I will come back with a recap. After it's done, I will do a recap and send it over to Bill, and you guys will be able to see the recap sometime Monday or Tuesday. But I'll do the recap after the show. But that's where I'm leaning. So again, my picks, real quick, I have Tommaso Ciampa winning. I had Dexter Lumis winning. I have Leon Ruff retaining. I have Adam Cole taking care of Pat McAfee, and also Dakota Kai taking out Ember Moon, winning for the heels. But I wouldn't be surprised if Toni Storm does it as well. So I hope you all enjoy the show. And again, my condolences again to Bob Ryder and Pat Patterson. Please, uh, very, very hard times, very sad times right now for all of us. Uh, to Jay Shannon, to Don Predictor, my dear friend Bill Apter, to the new Bob. Uh, Again, I can't emphasize enough prayers to the Ryder family, and also to those that knew Pat Patterson and watched Pat Patterson, because Pat Patterson was part of my generation as well. So, again, thoughts and prayers to the Pat Patterson, and thank you for the Royal Rumble. With that being said, for this edition of War Games, I do wish you all a very happy and joyous holiday season. 2020 is almost over. I have a feeling 2021 will be much better, and we'll be able to put a lot of the sadness and the epidemics behind us. So let's just enjoy the holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I will be back with a follow up on NXT. We also have TLC coming up, so I'll have a rough cut for that and maybe one more before the end of the year. So there'll be a few more before the end of the year. So I hope you tune in. And again, this has been Sal Lasardo reporting in from Claremont, Florida. May all of your matches be a main event. Until next time, take care and God bless all of you.